is going to be great.
Who the hell are you? Have you seen the Buddymeister?
I'm the caretaker. At your service, mister.
What?
The caretaker.
Okay, well, how about something to eat then? I'm hungry.
Sure.
A raw egg. How funny.
So, who's this Buddymeister you were talking about?
No one. Some guy who used to be part of this channel. Don't bother. He's not anymore.
But, Jimmy, it's me. It was just a very elaborate prank.
Well, not from me. Servus Freunde, my name is Jimmy Cage.
And I'm Deniz, the Prankmeister.
Well, whatever. It's our continuing pleasure to review one Indian movie each week. And it's Christmas time again, so we thought it would be nice to make a little tradition of our own and review another classic Hindi movie.
Last year we reviewed Hrishikesh Mukherjee's Anand from 1971 and we both loved it very much. This year we return to Mukherjee with the movie Chupke Chupke from 1975.
Mukherjee is one of the most popular and beloved filmmakers in Indian cinema. His magic lay not in the glamour or largeness so often associated with cinema, but in its simplicity and warmth. And that's actually what we loved so much about Anand.
Chupke Chupke is actually a remake of the 1971 Bengali movie Chadmabeshi. It stars Dharmendra, Sharmila Tagore, Amitabh Bachchan, Jaya Bachchan, Om Prakash and a few more. But those five are the core of the movie and at the center of the story, which can be slightly confusing if you're not a native speaker or, well, versed with Indian names.
Yeah, so true. It took us quite some time to get into the story, which actually is anything but complex. I think we had the biggest problems with the speed of the dialogue and how the characters are related to each other. Are they brothers? Are they sisters? Are they some kind of in-laws? Or are they just friends? Once that obstacle was overcome though, we were happy and had fun. But people were talking so fast and in a screwball comedy manner at times, it was difficult.
And that's especially funny because the story is a joke. Let me rephrase. The whole plot revolves around the big practical joke that Dr. Parimal Tripathi, played by Dharmendra, plays on his wife's brother-in-law Raghav. The wife Sulekha, played by Sharmila Tagore, who we know from Apur Sansar, is participating on all of that, and so are Amitabh Bachchan's Professor Sukumar and later on Jaya Bachchan's Vasudha.
Parimal is a man who loves pranks. We understood that after 5 or 10 minutes. What we didn't fully understand is his animosity against Raghav. Sulekha seemingly calls Raghav a genius all the time, which makes Parimal very jealous and gives him the idea to make Raghav's life a living hell.
Chupke Chupke plays or is set in its very own comedic realm. Nothing can or should be taken too seriously. That's why it works. The movie is a succession of comedic skits with little connection in between, besides the overarching narrative that is this practical joke.
True, but we still get a very skilled and detailed look at middle-class mentality. So yes, it takes place in this isolated comedy space, but you're still able to get a little bit more out of it. You can read something between the lines, although of course the humorous aspect is the main focus here.
There is a lot of banter and nonsensical rubbish in those 140 minutes. We've laughed out loud a few times, not solely because it is a classic comedy of errors, but you can see how much fun the actors had with this one, and that's spilled over to us.
Dharmendra and Amitabh had the time of their life. The two of them divide this movie among themselves with their corresponding female counterpart. You can almost cut the movie in half. The first movie is Dharmendra and Sharmila Tagore. The second movie, or maybe more the last third, is Amitabh and Jaya, with some overlaps of course. They are all very charming and each one of them has his or her own special moment in the movie, be it a song or a particular comedic scene.
Amitabh's laugh stuck with me. He actually sounded like the Joker in some of the scenes. But Chupke Chupke also has its heart in the right place and it radiates that warmth, which not only comes from the lighthearted storytelling, but also from the way it is shot.
I think a lot of that comes from the simple production. We have small sets, simple everyday people with simple everyday clothes. Also the pastel colors. It is just very homely. It's not as good as Anand because that movie had the emotional core to it, more weight and an important and very beautiful lesson at the end. But with Chupke Chupke you are still in very comfortable territory. You can just hang back and be entertained.
In this movie, everything's alright. We have a fluffy world where people can have fun with each other and don't take things the wrong way. A world that can probably only exist in movies. Sympathetic and pleasant and forgiving, just like the ending of the movie. There was just no other option than having Raghav laugh about everything.
That's true, but to be honest, and I know I probably sound like a broken record, but the movie is definitely a little bit too long. The level of energy just goes down in the third quarter, but it goes up again for the final confrontation.
Yeah, in a movie with that kind of structure that relies very much on those isolated skits and less on a progressing story, it's almost to be expected that it might become a little repetitive, and it did in this case. But as you said, towards the end, when the scheme of Parimal is slowly getting out of control, we're back at having fun.
Yes, we are. You know what I thought about this prank thing the whole time?
What?
That it is some kind of sexy role-playing game that Parimal and Siluka are playing. I mean, they obviously enjoy being someone else, and the way they look at each other and touch each other.
Suleka is even licking her lips quite provocatively one time. Yeah, I think you might be right.
Well, all in all, Chupke Chupke is a nice feel-good movie with a lot of laughs. It's no Anand, at least for me, but then again, it's hard or maybe even unfair to compare the two.
Yeah, they're different movies, but they both wear the distinct stamp of Hrishikesh Mukherjee. Chupke Chupke might not be as good as we hoped it would be, but we also kind of knew that a fast and straightforward comedy in Hindi would be a real challenge for us. So it's possible that we will think differently when we watch it a second time or watch another comedy in the vein of this one.
Well said. What would we say in German?
Chupke Chupke ist eine schöne, unbeschwerte Komödie mit viel Charme. Aufgrund der einfachen Struktur ist zwischendurch zwar mal etwas die Luft raus, aber am Ende gewinnt der Spaß wieder die Oberhand.
I give Chupke Chupke 7 out of 10. It's more like 7.2, but I don't do that.
For me, it's also 7 out of 10. It's more like 7.4, but I don't do that either.
Ga sa re ma, ma ga re sa.
Did you know that during the February solar eclipse of 1980, the Indian government broadcast Chupke Chupke to encourage people to stay inside and not venture out and look at the eclipse with a naked eye?
No, I didn't know that.
Well, that little piece of movie trivia is my Christmas gift to you.
That's nice. I've got nothing for you. But you can hit me up on Twitter, Instagram and Letterboxd simply at the Jimmy Cage.
And you can hit me up simply at the Buddymeister.
And as always, if you enjoyed this episode, please give us a thumbs up, share, subscribe, whatever you like. And make sure you hit that bell for all we have to tell.